As his offbeat appearance would indicate, Loy Macedo is not your average person. Being a prolific public speaker, a personal branding strategist, and a social media personality is just business as usual for him. So what brings him to Kerala all the way from Thailand?
I've been an athlete throughout my life. I always loved playing, I always loved games. I started my career as a hobby into bodybuilding, then moved into powerlifting, but eventually couldn't continue that because of joint pain. I couldn't go to the gym because my joints ached. I couldn't run because I couldn't carry my body weight. I tried crash course diets. I tried every diet you can think of, eventually getting even more heavier in the process. And that is where I understood that if I had to survive, if I had to be with my wife, my children, and my family, disease-free, I had to do something drastic. So I followed the time-old tradition of asking a friend for a reference. And to my surprise, all the names led to one single hospital. And that one single hospital's name was Silver Lion, based in Kerala, in Kochi.
What Loy wanted was weight loss surgery. But was he ready for it?
I'd taken a in detail history of Loy Macedo, and we spent some real quality time together, and it was very fascinating to understand his history in detail and as to why he wanted the bariatric surgery. And I couldn't agree with him more in terms of why he actually wanted to go through this procedure. The main point of losing the weight, and that is exactly what I wanted to hear, was that he wanted to be internally healthy because he is pre-diabetic, and I agree with Loy that he has to lose a lot of weight to keep diabetes at bay.
So what happens next?
We have to calculate what is called the body mass index. That helps us to grade the level of obesity. So in Loy's case, his BMI is 36, which puts him at moderate level obesity, and he's an ideal candidate for bariatric surgery. The blood work is done in the phlebotomy room. That's primarily because we need to know if these people are suffering from diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol problems, liver diseases, because obese people are known to have fatty liver or chronic liver disease. So all these things have to be ruled out. So blood work is absolutely important. Loy Macedo has already been given a liquid diet. Prior to getting here, he weighed 107 kilos. Now he's 102 kilos. So he's knocked off something like 5 kilos in the process, which is fantastic as far as we're concerned. Also, the nutritionist would classically tell him how the diet is going to be post-surgery. So this is going to be an integral part of the pre-op workup that we're talking about. Then he goes into a psychologist's counseling or an assessment. This is also equally important, if not more important. Loy is here to undergo a very important part of the pre-operative workup for bariatric surgery, which is the endoscopy. We want to make sure that the stomach does not have polyps or any forms of gastritis, is free of any ulcers for smooth conduct of the surgery.
After an in-depth assessment process and a whole lot of mental preparation, Loy Macedo is ready to go under the knife.
So in this surgery, what we do is we actually make a sleeve out of the stomach, right? And then the sleeve is actually connected to the small intestine, otherwise called the jejunum, which lies underneath. So we bring the jejunum up and connect it to the sleeve. So you can imagine that when the food comes down to the sleeve-like stomach, it gets bypassed into the jejunum and then it gets excreted in the rectum. So what really happens here is that the absorption does not take place.
Now that the surgery is done, let's see how Loy feels.
When I opened my eyes, it was 4 in the morning. By 4:05, the CEO, the owner of the hospital, came and stood next to me, holding my hand and saying, "Loy, how are you feeling?" And before I knew it, the surgeon who operated on me, he came, and they stood by my side for 30 minutes. So if you want a hospital environment that treats you like a family, if you want the place where you can trust your family and your loved ones, that one place is Silver Line.
At Silver Line Hospital, we have this unique team-based approach that we use to help scores of patients like Loy Macedo. At the end of the day, It's very heartening to see these patients come back to us after losing 30, 40 kilos of weight, and they find it very fascinating that they're able to do a lot of things that they could not do in the past. It's a very gratifying experience to see these patients come back to us with such a positive outlook to life.
If you or someone you know is considering weight loss surgery, come talk to us first. We are Silverline Hospital, KP Wallan Road, Kadavantra, Kochi.